Cool.
Eric, you do have a little bit of a Trump glow to
Here,
you.
here,
Yeah.
here. We can change it up here. Hold on. Hold on. Is that better? Is that better, Mal?
I mean, that looks more natural.
It is.
Okay.
It is a little bit less aggressive of an orange.
Okay. Okay. All right. You know what? I don't like the way we're starting right now. I thought this was a warm, welcoming, inviting
You had
podcast.
you. It was warm. All the warmth was centralized to your face.
Yeah.
All the warmth was just emanating from your pores. It was
You know what?
enough warmth. It was enough warmth for all of us, Eric.
I'm gonna need you both to take this webinar on harassing your guests. When you guys are done here, I don't like this environment. I feel triggered.
This is a whole nother type of like complexion, like harassment.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I was recording all that. Guys, welcome to The Struggle with Candice Thompson. I'm Candice Thompson. To my loyal viewers and listeners, thank you for coming back time and time again. For my new people, The Struggle used to be a podcast where I had my friends come on and talk about something they're struggling with, but since the world is ending, it's a little bit too heavy. So we switched it up. We switched it up. We would like to keep it light and keep it topical. So now we just riff and have fun. If you can't handle that, then I'm sorry.
Also, you can't have people come on and talk about their struggle where your co-host he's in the country, he's got no Wi-Fi, like he's in a car right now. He's in the
struggle.
car.
He's the
So
struggle.
like as a guest, I'd feel bad. Like, listen, I'm struggling with I snack all the time, and then I look at Mal, I'm like, yo, you know what? I'm good. I'm fixed. I'm good. Whew. You know like, what? I was struggling. I'm fine.
It don't get worse than that. I'm good. I thought I was bad, but Mal lives in his car. So
wow. It's the first time we've had the guests pipe up before they're introduced. So if you could pipe back, Eric.
I feel like that was directed at you because of all the attacks on his face that you were giving him in the beginning.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to introduce. Oh, I'm sorry. If you subscribe, you know where to subscribe. Yeah. We're on all podcast platforms. Rate and review us on iTunes, and also tell someone about The Struggle if you're listening. I'm Jokes by Candice. Now I'm going to introduce Mal in his car.
Hey, everybody. I'm back. And obviously, I've got the biggest struggle of anyone on this podcast, as I am still a rolling stone here, just in my car. It is summer type conditions outside, and I'm happy to be in here in the AC. You can follow me on social media at Mal Hall, Mal Hall TV on YouTube. And that's pretty much it. Candice, who is our trash guest today?
He's our first trash guest. I've had a couple of trash guests, but I didn't really know how trash they were until after they came on the show.
Right.
But now Mal is our trash, like I guess our trash evaluator. You can let everyone know how at the end of the podcast I would like to know on a scale of 1 to 10, how trash was he? So we'll revisit this at the end. And our guest today is no stranger to The Struggle. He came on. Unfortunately, Mal was not there at the time when Eric was able to do the show, and now he is virtually. So I'm so happy to bring you two gentlemen together again, reunited, and it feels so good. Erik Rivera, everybody.
Hey, thank you.
Where can everybody find you, Eric?
Follow me on all social media, Erik Rivera Comedy, ERIK. Rivera, if you can't spell that part, I can't help you. It's 2021. Come on now. And I'm gonna say this, Candice, I'm not struggling. I look at Mal's Instagram feed. I'm thriving. I'm not wrangling sheep. I am not shoveling horse manure. I am thriving, girl. I'm feeling good about life right now.
That is, for those of you who do not follow me on Instagram, last week I posted, one of my friends called me on the phone and I was like, I'll call you back. I got to wrangle the sheep. And then that friend put in the group text I have with my friends. He said, the most country thing I've heard today is Mal got off a phone call with me because he had to wrangle sheep. And I thought, these motherfuckers don't think I'm actually wrangling sheep.
They
That's
think,
just a country excuse to get off the phone.
yeah. They think that's just like an idiom.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, no, these are literal.
Yeah.
So I posted a video of me wrangling sheep so people know the country life is real.
But I feel like you have to now that's always got to be an excuse to get off the phone. Like, hey, listen, I gotta go. I gotta go put together some hay bales. What? Hold on. Sorry.
I gotta go milk these cows real quick.
Yeah. I gotta harvest the back nine. Wait, what?
Wait, Mal, do you have a lasso?
To wrangle the sheep?
Yeah. That was a genuine question, though. Like
I was like, oh, no. I thought about wrangling, and I was like, the cowboys wrangle, right? That's what they.
Right. Correct.
And I was like, is that what you need to? You don't need to do that to sheep, right?
I don't, but I do. You know, I have it anyway. I have a lasso. I don't have a horse, but if you've seen Monty Python Search for the Holy Grail, the way they ride horses, I have one of those horses, and that's what I chase the sheep around with. It's me on a broomstick horse, and then Carlene follows me with coconuts making the. Yeah.
Now, Mal, do you on your daily basis have a piece of straw hanging out your mouth as you walk around the land?
Land.
We're city folk, so you have to explain this to us. Go ahead.
The acreage.
No, that is not a requirement, but I have done it just to see, like, what is this? It's like putting a toothpick in your mouth, but just not effective at all. You know, it's just a floppy piece of grass, actually.
Okay.
So it's more of an aesthetic. If you want to take a cool picture for the gram, you could pick up a piece of hay straw and put it in your mouth.
Mal is this close to being a Brokeback Mountain.
I am one good-looking man away from being one good-looking man partner away from being a Brokeback Mountain, but Monty Python style, with no horses, just broomstick horses.
Yeah.
And my queen
Yeah. You guys have a bathroom in the house, huh? Or do you have an outhouse? Where do you poop?
Wow. Good question, Candice. Fair question. We have a bucket, and that is emptied into a hole that I dig as part of my country tour.
Okay. Eric, did you have any other questions about Mal's lifestyle?
Well, I'm a little nervous because now a car's pulled up next to him. I don't know if it's a special guest or someone there to murder him. So if you could just give us an update, Mal, because
Is that Carlene?
That is Carlene. She brought me this adapter so I can plug my computer in so it doesn't die. So I'll be right back.
Hilarious.
This is why I say your guest can no longer have struggles.
No, because this is
happening.
Mal embodies all the struggle.
Yeah, he's got all the struggles we didn't even know existed. He's got them all.
You know what you need to get, Mal?
When he first moved, he was like, yeah, we got to get satellite internet. And I was like, I don't even know what that is. What?
I think, a good investment, Mal, would be a Tesla. Because, they have the robotic ones now that drive themselves. And I was doing a Zoom interview thing with Michael Ian Black yesterday, and he kept talking about his robot car. He was and he was able to drive and do the Zoom interview, but also he was very interactive. And I was like, shouldn't you be paying attention to the road? He's like, no, this is my robot car. I'm good.
Yeah, well, Candice, as soon as I sell enough bales of hay to afford the Tesla, I will then get the Tesla. But until then, I'll be on my broomstick horse and eating pieces of straw and waiting for the second half of my Brokeback Mountain couple to join me out on the range.
Mal, okay, one last question, then we'll move on.
Yeah.
Although I do have P questions for you also.
Okay.
But I also have P questions for you, Eric.
Okay.
This next line of questioning will involve both of you.
Okay.
If you were to Brokeback Mountain, because I feel like completely straight men don't have a problem with saying another man looks good. And this could also, I'll ask you too, what's a man that you look at and you're like, oh, that guy is really attractive. If I was gay, he'd be my dude.
I was trying not to answer too fast, so I'm gonna let Mal go first. I felt like I was ready to go. Hey, go.
Eric was like Leo DiCaprio.
Listen, come on, that's crazy.
That's a good question.
I mean, I know both of you are so comfortable with your masculinity that this question doesn't make you feel awkward. So
I'm standing in front of a pink wall. Stop
exactly.
it. I'm ready to go.
And that is your bedroom.
That is. I picked this color. I did. My wife was like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Yep."
Who's the dude from Parks and Rec? Is it Nick Offerman?
You like him too?
Is that the
yes.
really manly guy?
Ron Swanson. He's played by Nick Offerman. That's Megan Mullally.
I feel like if I was in a Brokeback situation where I had to be out, he would have the skills needed for us to survive. So I think that would be just a value pick.
But wait, Nick Offerman or Ron Swanson?
Well, he would have to be Ron Swanson all the time.
Correct. That is the correct answer.
Yeah. Eric was actually talking about a guy he wanted to fuck. So Ryan Gosling.
Well, I said Ryan Reynolds, not Gosling. Gosling makes me nervous because his eyes are too close together. I don't like that.
Ryan Gosling?
Yeah, his eyes are too close together. It freaks me out.
Yeah, if you look at him, there was one, I realized that on a poster. There was like, I always thought he was really hot, and I still think he's really hot. Like, I'm not going to judge him that critically on his eye.
I will because that's who my wife like. He's so hot. I'm like, his eyes are too close together.
So you're jealous. You bring down. You're so petty, and I love it. You're so petty, and I'm here for it. Wait, so it would be Ryan Reynolds?
Heck yeah.
But Ryan Reynolds himself, or Ryan Reynolds like as the Green Lantern? Like,
no.
Is it?
Why'd you pick the worst movie?
I know. Of course.
No, Ryan Reynolds is himself because I want to believe there's a room where he has all his movie stuff that I can play with after.
Wow.
He'll be like, yo, you wanna put the Deadpool suit on?
You wanna try on this uniform? Those are both very valid reasons. Those are correct for both of you. But Mal, I feel you on the Ron Swanson tip, only because I tweeted like probably 2 or 3 years ago, I remember, because of the lack of masculine men that exist in LA. I was like, I tweeted, I think the lack of masculine men in LA has made me get this like extreme attraction to Ron Swanson. Like, because he just embodies all the masculinity. Yeah. Like, he's good with his hands. He loves woodworking. But you know what? He actually does do the woodworking stuff in real life. So a part of Ron Swanson is actually Nick Offerman.
Yeah.
I would definitely have
like the kind of guy who would hunt and kill an animal with his bare hands and then cook it with those same bare hands. No utensils at all. Yeah.
The closest thing we have to that is Joe Rogan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sidebar, Mal, are you whittling stuff yet in the country?
Oh yeah, that is a great question.
Do you sit on the porch and in a rocking chair and just whittle? Like, oh, microphone. I used to use one of these. Like, any of that?
Wow. That is a good question, and I'm glad this is turning into the country question hour. I have not picked up whittling as a hobby, but last week we had some friends over and they had kids, and we set up a bonfire, and we were going to do s'mores. And I was like, we have those skewers. I got some long skewers that I bought for something, and my mom was like, no, go out to the outside into the yard and get some good sticks, and here's some knives, and I want you to shave down some. So I had to make 5 s'more skewers. I whittled them with a pocket knife and
Did you really?
1,000% true story.
So you are whittling.
Yes, I have picked up whittling.
Eric, you called it.
Look at that. Boom.
Look at if any comedian that we know was prepared to survive the pandemic in the country, I was that guy. I have the skills and I'm gaining more. And when society reopens, I'm just going to come with a whole different tool bag of knowledge.
By the way,
No,
I love your mom when you're like, I'm gonna go get my Whole Food skewers, and she's like, no,
no.
Yeah, she
Be a
forced
make
me.
them.
That's
man.
it. Be
She's
a
like,
man.
real men whittle their skewers.
Yeah, go rustle up some skewers for these marshmallows and Hershey's chocolate. Cool, 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 cool.
You got Mal's mom is 3 times the man Mal will ever be.
Wow, wow,
Uh,
wow. She's abusive too. She's mentally and sometimes physically abusive.
That's why you're taking all this, what we're saying, in stride, because you're
Mhm.
so used to it. He's like, I'm used to the verbal abuse, so what you're throwing at me right now.
This is lightweight, you guys.
Yeah. We love you, Mal. Wait, no.
I
Okay.
don't believe you.
Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. Okay, so my P question, because you were saying before we started recording that Carlene is next to you. Carlene, for
Mhm.
people who don't know, Carlene is Mal's fiance and
Yeah.
baby mama.
Yeah.
And she's next to him in the car because they had to attend some seminar because they're buying a house.
That car right there.
That's her tire.
Yeah.
And she had to go pee, and Mal said she drove home because she refused to get out and go pee in a bush, which is what
Yeah.
he suggested. And I said I would do the same thing. I would not feel comfortable peeing in public. I actually have seen, I went hiking one time with two guy friends and a female friend. This was years ago. We went hiking like in Fryman Canyon, and my female friend had to pee. So she peed, she went on the side of the trail and peed, and it turned off both of the guys that we like.
Yeah.
Like one of my friends would to this day be like, that nasty bitch peed on the side.
Wow. Well, did he look directly at her doing it? That's where he fucked up.
Well, he must have, because it sounds like he was traumatized by what he had seen.
Watching a lady pee outside is something you can't unsee, and I don't recommend you do it. But if we're allowed to pee outside, ladies, you guys could pee outside too. It's just if you're gonna be a man and your lady or your lady friend is gonna be peeing outside, just make sure you're out of earshot and definitely out of eyesight of it, because like Candice's friend, it can be a little traumatizing.
Eric,
no, see, I disagree. I think guys were built different. So it's like if you saw a dude peeing on the side of the road, at first you're like, oh, was he looking at? Oh, he's peeing.
He's just standing. Right.
The girl's got a squat. She's in that weird like
crouch.
You don't know what's happening right away. You're like, what is she? What? It's not cute, man. It's almost like Gollum dog pooping.
Yeah.
Like hunting. Yeah, it's not cute, man.
That's
I think you got to go home.
Yeah, that's the thing, is because the positioning of it looks, you don't know if we're peeing or pooping.
Yeah.
So it's too close. It's too fine of a line. And
so Candice, you would rather just pee yourself than to pop a squat outside?
I wouldn't.
No, wait. Why are you choosing the options? The options are go home or pee out in the bush. Why you?
No, but what if you're like your friend in a hike type situation? You're too far from the car and then too far from home. Then what do you do?
If it's that situation, I would find a tree. You would not see anything. You would, but then afterwards, it's still like there's drippage. So like it's a whole thing for us. I would not enjoy it.
That was on your friend. She should not have just gone right in the middle of the trail. That was her on her. You know what I mean? You have to go and be as private as possible.
I agree.
But like the car situation, when I suggested to Carlene, it's like I'm poor and Asian, so like both glove boxes of my cars are just full of to-go napkins, so there handles the drippage or whatever it is, and it's just like, we're making it work.
But wait, if you're out in public, and the napkin, like, what are you doing with the napkins? You just gonna litter?
I mean, dude, you have kids. There's enough bags and shit in here to just like wrap it up. Come on, man.
At least the napkins are biodegradable.
Yeah.
I would think about that, but it is still it's inconvenient. I don't like it. When you said the glove boxes are full, I thought you were gonna say they were full of pee.
Yeah.
I was like,
That's another country thing. We keep our glove boxes of car full with pee because it keeps the rodents out of the car. They're like, that stinks. Yeah, it's kind of like a porta potty that you go to at a concert. You don't want to stay in there because it smells bad, and that's what we do with the cars so the rodents don't come in.
God.
they're also good for jellyfish stings.
Yeah.
Because that happens a lot in the country.
Yeah, we just keep those are our emergency jellyfish, just in case when we go to the beach if someone's having an issue. I got that, and I don't have to pee directly on you because I got it saved up.
You know what? This just gave me a great. Has anyone thought about selling their pee online for like people who do drugs and need drug testing at their job?
That's a thing. I'm sure that's a thing.
On the dark web, probably.
Yeah.
I've got great pee. People should hit me up if you because I'm so healthy and I even what I'm drinking right now is like a blood purifier. Let me know. They won't find anything.
I don't think I've ever
get a new job, but you love recreational drugs. Call Candice. She will give you pee at a price, and it will. And the pee will not match what you look like. By the way, they're gonna be like, "This pee is still. Your fat ass did not pee this out. I'll pee it right here again."
By the way, I've never heard anybody brag about that. Like, I've got great pee. Listen, y'all, my pee, wow, top shelf.
You guys, like, we're talking about what is it? I don't know anything about liquor. Is it Blue Label, Black Label? What are they called?
Yeah, Johnny Walker Blue.
Yeah, that's what I got. It is top shelf.
She got the Great Goose.
The purest pee. What you need? They're like, is this cinnamon? Smell.
It would be shelved at Whole Foods. Alkaline, organic, pH balanced. Candice pee. Oh.
Yeah. Distilled 5 times. Ooh.
My kidneys be working overtime, y'all. You don't even know.
Yeah.
I dare you to challenge my pee.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That was what we spent 20 minutes just talking about nothing, and I love it.
Talking about country life and pee.
Real quick, Mal, are you making jerky yet? I think the viewers want to know. Are you at that point yet in the country life?
No, Eric, we're not making jerky out here. I'm vegetarian, so the jerky would be fruit based, and I don't. No, we're not making fruit leather yet.
They do have vegan jerkies. There are people that make it out of mushrooms. I haven't tried it yet, but I would try it. It sounds delicious.
I would try that as well. I've just planted some tomatoes and peppers because it is spring has sprung, and so I am starting the garden. I've never grown mushrooms before though, so I have to look into what that entails. I think you have to have sort of a humid, wet kind of place, and it's very dry out here. We're in a
What about your crotch?
Oh, you know what? I had not thought of that, but I will look into cultivating my crotchal region for fungus production.
There you go.
Look, we can have a business. We can sell my pee. We can sell my pee and your crotch shrooms on the same website. And if we could just figure out something for Eric, he could join the team.
This will be a different kind of farmer's market.
Crotch-based website. We gotta.
Eric, do you have any crabs? You could be the seafood section. Mushrooms, pea, and crabs.
Am I the only person?
And turf.
Surf and turf. How did we get here? I don't know.
Oh boy.
Am I the only person who feels bad for crabs? Because they've got to be virtually extinct at this point because nobody has pubes anymore.
That's true.
Everyone, all the deforestation down there is completely eradicated.
I was thrown by your question because I thought you meant actual sea crabs, but then I'm back on board. I was like, hold on.
You know those, not the crabs we talking about, Eric. We in the crotch region. We've been in the crotch region for like 10 minutes now.
I don't think I've ever heard anybody go, we need to save the crabs. Oh, the ones in the ocean? Nah. Puke crabs. They're going extinct. Huh?
Well, puke crabs are going extinct because this younger generation, our generation and younger, I believe, we don't have pubes. So like as this older generation dies, so do those crabs.
Yeah.
They're trying to hop on.
Yeah.
And there's nothing for them to hop onto.
They got nowhere to go. But I have a question. Are they the same? Because it's just lice. Is it the same lice that kids have in their hair? Is that the same species of?
What?
Can either one of you answer this question?
I've never had lice, so I don't know. I can't speak on that.
I don't know. I feel like they're different, but I don't know. Fact checker. If anyone's listening and you have the answers, call in and call into
Operators are standing by.
Yeah, if anyone knows, comment on the YouTube channel. I'll have the answer for you by next week or the next time we record. Because it's another thing. We're doing this bi-weekly. I don't think I ever announced that to anybody. I didn't, but I just was like, this is too much. I can't. Come on.
Last week
we gotta save the crabs, y'all. We gotta save the crabs.
We have to save the crabs. I don't think there's any effort to do so, but I don't know how. You know how you get rid of one species and it does the environment changes, like because they were necessary for some reason. They were somebody's food, or they did something to benefit the environment. That every species is here for a reason to keep the balance. So now that they're gone, maybe they're responsible for global warming.
I feel like we're gonna go through a museum one day. Like here we have Crabulus pubis, who was now extinct. What? Global warming? That's crazy.
It had a good run from 1850 to 2009.
And they were made extinct by this device right here called Manscaped Lawnmower 3.0. Proud sponsor of the Struggle Podcast.
Oh my God! I hope they are a sponsor because we are. We're going in.
I love how foolish this has all been.
This has been fun so far.
So let's take it down.
I don't like the way Mal said so far, like there was something bad coming.
Who knows what's coming?
Oh, no, there is something bad. Let's talk about death for a second.
Oh.
So we lost two important people this week. We lost DMX and Prince Philip. I'm going to say, actually, no, we lost one important person because Prince Philip was trash. Whose death affected you guys more? Do you remember when Michael Jackson died and Farrah Fawcett died on the same day and nobody cared about Farrah Fawcett and that's how I feel with Prince Philip. Like nobody cared about his death because DMX died. And that made me so happy on the inside. I was talk about Prince Philip.
I wasn't affected by either one, to be honest with you. I mean, it sucks.
Yeah.
But,
it was not a serious question. You don't need to answer the serious.
No, but some people did ask me like if I was affected by DMX's death, and it's like I thought about DMX. I didn't know him.
Okay.
That's another thing. What?
First of all, that's not true. When Chinadu was on the podcast last time, we had a session where we rapped Christmas songs in DMX's voice.
That's true.
So you did.
But that's the first time I've thought about DMX since the last time, which was I can't tell you the last time I thought about DMX. Prince Philip, that guy, I think he's been dead for 15 years, and he was just kind of
they propped him up like Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah. So when they announced his death, it was like, well,
he was been in a corpse body for.
I don't like how disrespectful you guys are being. Let me tell you about all the accomplishments and the things that Prince Philip did for the Latinx community.
He did on his Twitter
And-
profile. He does have his pronouns are he and him.
Yeah,
He was very progressive.
As my family used to call him, Prince Philip. He did so much for us. Yeah, no, I get mad like when like people like him pass away. Like he was like in his 90s. He didn't look good. Like why do we always seem surprised? Like, oh my, can you believe? Yes. Yes, he looked bad. No one looks good in their 90s.
Yeah, no, it's time.
It's time to go.
Yeah.
Like
we've been waiting for you to die. Waiting.
The thing that makes me uncomfortable about people dying in this time that we're living in is like, then that person shows up on your social media feed just as if everybody was related to that person. And that is like, well, if you didn't know and you're not bummed out yet, here's my picture put in a black and white filter so you could feel a little solemn. Just you could feel a little something. It's like,
right. Now I hate social media. You know how I feel.
Yeah.
by the way, there's so many princes. I'm like, who? I don't know.
That guy, look, I don't know if either of you have watched any of The Crown.
No, I can't. It's so boring to me. I can't.
No, I agree. I only watched it because I had to for my job. But then, and I tried to keep watching it, like, because I was like, because people kept saying how good it was. I was like, let me go back and revisit it. And I keep tapping out. And I'm like, can't stop forcing it.
Yeah.
You're not into this. But also, it's just not, look, if you doing a series about like the most notorious family like in the world, you can't just give me the cookie cutter sanitized version. Like I want to see the shit. I want to see, because you know his family had Nazi ties. All of his sisters were married to Nazis. Like get into that. Like I want to see. I want to see some shit. And I mean, they touched on it, but they didn't. They're still trying to paint the picture of like, oh, this is this family that we should all respect. And then I'm like, no, they're trash. And that's and that whole the Meghan Markle interview with Prince Harry, and she's trying to get all this, you know, she's trying to make everyone feel guilt or not guilty, but like feel badly for her. And I'm like, bitch, you married into this family. You knew what they were. Don't sit here and act like you didn't know they was racist. You didn't care because you want to be famous. And I had just been hearing stories about her for a while now about how she's just not a good person. So like all this like
really,
all this love for her. I'm just like, man, y'all don't even know. Y'all don't. And I'm not saying like I know firsthand, I've never experienced, but I mean, she's an actress, which again, already just lets me know. I know what this industry is and the people that it attracts. And so it's like, if she's an actress, she ain't, come on, man, calm down.
Yeah.
Calm down. She knew. Oh, she knew.
She knew.
And then everyone falls for it. They're like feeling bad for a princess. I'm like, bitches, you make $7 an hour and here you are feeling bad for this bitch. Get out of here.
Get out, Candice.
But she was on Suits.
She made us feel bad though. That was her greatest performance.
I mean, it was. If anything, she should get maybe an Emmy for that, for making people believe she's in a terrible situation. They were asking how dark is our kid gonna be? Bitch, you see how light you are? Like I'm darker than you, and you married the whitest type of white person. You married a red-headed white person. Your baby is not black. She's not even. She's 25% black. Her mom is half black, and her daddy's white. And she's talking about how black. I mean, I'm sure they asked the question, but at the same time, they definitely asked the question, but it's not a concern.
Now, do you think when they asked, they had a color chart? They're like, how?
Yes.
Just tell me when to stop.
Yes, absolutely. They were like, let's stop around Sinbad. That's about the darkest. On a scale from Sinbad to Malcolm Gladwell, how dark do you think this baby is going to be? And it's like, come on, man, that baby white.
I'm hoping that baby comes out really dark and red hair just to fuck everything up. And they go, wait, what the hell?
He's gonna come out looking with like Blake Griffin's hair, but the shade of he's gonna look like Jaimon Hansu in the complexion, but have Blake Griffin hair.
Yeah.
Well, you don't know. You know, it could come from anywhere, and you know that would. But I mean, that would be hilarious, but it's not gonna happen. No. Our wishes aren't gonna come true, guys.
I just don't understand why I was so fascinated by the royal family. Like you said, I tried to watch The Crown. I tapped out. got a little interesting when she became the queen, and then the
Yeah.
dude was having his feelings. Like when when
Prince
people date,
Philip.
when people date comedians, like why he get all the shine?
Yeah.
I'm here too. Like that got interesting, and then I tapped out
Yeah.
on spoiler alert. There's an episode where they're getting their asses kicked by fog. Like the whole episode.
Oh yes, I do remember that one.
I was like, I can't watch this. It was like this whole like, what are we gonna do? You're about to get fired. We got to get rid of this goddamn fog. I'm like, it's fog. What is happening? I was like, I can't click. That was the epitome of like white people problems. Like fog is messing up life.
I'm like, yo, your whole family's involved with human trafficking. Let's focus. Like, let's talk about that instead of the precipitation. Like, what are we talking about? Oh my God. And the views, you'd get more views if you talked about the real shit, but they're not going to talk about, you got to go on the dark web for that information.
Yeah, I don't get the infatuation with the royal family either. Like how people in America would take off work to watch the royal wedding. It's like,
Man,
what the fuck are you doing?
You guys, but you know what's sad is that, I mean, we have that. It's this whole celebrity culture, which I shit on all the time because I absolutely hate it. Like, how when you hear something like a celebrity did something bad and everyone's like, oh my God, I had no idea. I don't believe it. There's no way. You don't know this motherfucker.
Yeah.
How do you know that they didn't do that? And why are you so shocked? Like the whole Bill Cosby thing. Like, why are you still defending this motherfucker? Like who? You don't know. He's not your dad. He's not someone you know.
He's Mr. Huxtable. You don't talk about
that. But no, that's people are so like they think that that's who the person is. They can't separate the art from the person. But I hate it so much. But like with the royal family thing, it's the same shit over here with the Kardashians. They're like our royal family. Like the way people worship them and think everything that they do is just. Now, I know you're turning up your nose because you're not one of those people, but they are like in America. They are like our royal. It's sad, but it's true. People just worship them, and I don't understand it. Same, but politicians too.
First of all, let me tell you something, Candice. They are self-made billionaires. They have worked hard.
They earn that.
Kim has just become a billionaire, and she has worked very hard, like just manual labor, just grinding and hustling. Look, I don't like the way you're talking about these people here.
Eric follows all of them.
Kylie has stopped. Yeah.
And now she's here. Literally, she started on her back, and now she is a billionaire.
She started on the bottom of Rachel, and now
Kylie, with Pepsi alone, has stopped racism.
First of all, that was Kendall.
Oh, sorry. I apologize. There's a lot of them. Sometimes the new ones, they pop up. They're like gremlins. They just pop up. I can't keep track, but just know that they are doing God's work.
Here's a question. Now that Kanye and Kim are no longer, who would you guys like to see Kanye date?
Taylor Swift.
Who do you think would be a good influence on Kanye? You would like to see, well, I guess that's a different question, but you would like, for fun purposes, you would like to see him and Taylor get together?
Yeah. Just to completely see what happens with her fan base. How pissed would they be if all of a sudden she turned around and started dating him? Amazing.
And I was like, I'm different. But you know what? I mean, I think their whole little
feud with Stage,
tiff, whatever it was, like I think that was manufactured just for PR stuff. But I mean, word on the street is she's not into dudes. Word on the street.
Word.
We are breaking news here. We are breaking
word on the street. Well, there's photos of her and Carly Kloss. She's a model that they're like together, and like they were together for a while apparently, but it's it's one of those Hollywood secrets that is but isn't. Gotcha. Eric, who would you like to see? Who do you think?
I'm gonna throw this idea out there. Listen, Kanye, he's off the handle, and he's been dating a lot of people. He's dated a lot of people that have like let him get away with the crazy. All right, I'm gonna bring two people here together that I think should be together: Kanye and J-Lo. Right? because J-Lo is Puerto Rican. She ain't gonna stand for the crazy. She's not. She's gonna put him in check, and I think together we've got a good couple there. I'm just throwing that out.
With A-Rod though?
No, they just
no, they just split up.
They did just split.
God damn.
Talk about relationships just for the press. Like there was no way those two.
Didn't you buy her like a $10 million engagement ring or something?
Yeah.
That's $7 to him.
And I think J-Lo needs a little crazy. Every guy she's dated, every guy J-Lo's dated has been very just robotic. I think she needs some crazy, and he needs somebody to check the crazy. Boom.
Oh yeah, I would be entertained by that if. No, I'm just tired of J-Lo. Like I
whoa,
would love
hold
to
on,
find
hold on.
another.
That's
I would
listen.
love to
You know,
find another.
whoa, excuse me, hold on. You know how we were just talking about the Queen Elizabeth? That is our queen for the Latinx nation. Please do not. She is 50. She looks amazing. I tell my wife all the time. Now she's available. So
Watch out.
Step it up.
Watch out. Look, only reason I was like, let's give another Hispanic woman a chance. Like let's elevate, because I'm like, she's been around for so long. I'm like, let's move on. And I'm tired about hearing about her relationships. Like I kind of jumped ship with J-Lo when she got with Ben Affleck. I was like, I'm over this. And that was years ago. That was like Geely era. That was like 2004 or some shit. I was already like, let's move on. I don't trust her. I don't like her anymore. She's fine. She's gorgeous, whatever. But I would like to see, I'm trying to think of another like.
Well, Candice, I'm going to tell you now, you're not going to find another one because Hollywood doesn't give us that many chances. So we've only got J-Lo.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. And here you are trying to give her more shine. Let's elevate somebody else.
Gomez.
She's too young for him. But I would like, who?
No, she could be the next the Latin queen.
Well, yeah, okay, I'm fine. Well, no, I'm not fine with that actually. I would rather somebody like an America Ferrera type, someone who seems to be a little bit more grounded, although I did just read something about her that made me think she's not grounded because again, she's an actress and she's probably a narcissist, so that's just everybody in this business. Mm-hmm. But somebody of that like type, you know what I'm saying? Like a
Gina.
No, she's
no. Listen, she's dropped the N-word too many times. We do not claim her. Yeah. We do not claim her. She has dropped too many bombs for us to go, you know what?
What's her last name?
The Latin community as a whole has gone like this.
Rodriguez? Is that her last name? Did I make that up?
Gina Rodriguez.
Yeah, I used to like her, and then she started doing all that fuck shit, and I was like, okay. She'd be at like a meeting where they're talking about Black women and representation, and she's like, but what about Latin women? And it's like, I mean, that's fine. You can have that conversation, but we both need to have these conversations. And if it needs to be done separately, then that's whatever. But don't be interrupted and being like, and yeah, she like was on her Periscope or her Snapchat saying the N-word. And I have issues just with the N-word in general. I mean, just being said by anybody. So, I mean, I don't really fault people for, especially people like who are like other ethnicities for saying it in a song, just because we live in a culture where we basically, Black people, we basically told people it's okay to say it, but then we're like, we're sending mixed messages, and I don't like it.
There are a lot of Puerto Ricans that think they could say it. I don't even feel comfortable. I don't even feel comfortable saying Nicaraguan. People from, listen, I felt uncomfortable just saying that. Listen, I'm just saying.
We play it in slow motion. Eric is Nicaragua.
Nicaragua. Nicaragua.
N-I-C, Eric. N-I-C.
This is where she messed up. She dropped, so she was rapping along, dropped it, and then was like, "Whoa, what are you doing?" And she said, "No, it's cool. My dad is dark skinned." And then the internet did what the internet does, and they're like, "Hold on," and they found pictures of her dad. He was not dark skinned, which I was like, "Wait, why did you lie? What now?"
Right. Well, and then here's the thing: is that's a whole nother issue because I know, like, well, it's not just in the Black community, but it's also in the Latin community as well, the colorism. So it's like she could have his complexion may be considered dark skinned because a lot of Hispanic people do have that issue where it's like, oh, too dark, and Black people, that person's too dark. So it's like they might look at that and be like, oh, that's dark skin, when it's really not. Not at all.
No.
It exists in the Asian community as well.
I've got family members who are dark skinned. That guy is not dark skinned. Like, I've got family members, like, sometimes people have come to my house like, yo, who's that Black guy? I'm like, that's my uncle. Like, Shut up.
No, he not.
That's my uncle.
Yeah, but that's because you don't have those colorism, characteristics residing within you. Like there are people who would look and be like, "Oh, that's dark skin," where it's like it's not at all. Which is
okay.
But this is
Michelle Rodriguez.
Oh yeah, isn't she a lesbian?
So
Candice is just outing everybody today.
Well, no, I mean, she plays lesbians a lot. She plays a lot of lesbian characters, but I've always just looked at her. She's very masculine, but she might not be, but I always thought she was.
She could be the new J-Lo. I'm sure she could sing to auto-tune.
I mean, I would love to see somebody like that take her shine. He said to auto-tune. I mean, she probably sings better than J-Lo does now. Let's not pretend like J-Lo knows how to sing well. I'm sorry, on your girl, Eric. I'm sorry.
I like Michelle, but the phrase, big shoes to fill, the big pants to fill. I don't think Michelle can fill those pants.
She's a different type. She can't deliver the same thing what J-Lo's famous for. Michelle cannot deliver that. She's not famous for her talent. She's famous for her looks.
Though, is way bigger than J-Lo. Sure.
That's true. Facts.
Speaking of the N-word, do you guys think Chet Hanks says the N-word behind closed doors?
I was just about to transition into Chet Hanks since we're talking about like appropriation but yes, wait, what do you think? Do you think he gets a pass?
No, do you think he says it?
Oh, do we think he says it? You mean like with malice?
In life, no, not with malice, just in life when he's hanging out with his friends. Yes. Do you think he's like, N-word, pass the salt or whatever?
1000% yes.
And does he do it in his white man voice or his Jamaican voice?
That does make a difference. One is more acceptable than the other.
Oh my God. Do you think Tom Hanks drives around in his very nice car and listens to his son's music?
No.
I think Tom Hanks drives around in his car cursing his son's birth.
I guarantee you, Tom Hanks comes home and he addresses him as Rita, your son is over there again. He doesn't even claim him. Like, that's when you know you're upset with a kid. Rita, your son, can you say something? I'm trying to study for Captain Phillips 2, and there are video dancers in my pool. Rita, can you talk to your son? They're playing with Wilson. That's memorabilia from a movie. Rubbing it down with oil, Rita. Can you say something?
Get your son. Yeah. You're embarrassing everybody. Look, This is Chet Hanks is how I knew that something's wrong with that family. Chet Hanks, when I saw, because I didn't know who Chet Hanks was until until social media. I didn't know who he was, so probably about 2014, 15-ish maybe. And when I saw him, I was like, wait, did Tom Hanks have a child outside of his marriage? It didn't make sense. It didn't make sense that Rita Wilson was his mother and that they raised him as a couple. And immediately I was like, something's wrong in that family. I was like, something ain't right. And I was like, that family's not as clean cut or squeaky clean like everybody thinks. And I was like, yeah. So
we met Colin, and Colin, we were like, okay, of course that's Tom's kid.
That makes sense. Yeah. He looks just like him. Like, we get that, but in this equation, how do you get a Chet Hanks out of those two people?
I'm gonna tell you what happened, Candice. And we got to follow Tom's career. So Tom has Colin. He's doing Joan the Volcano. He's doing those goofy little movies. He's around to spend time with Colin and raise the good boy.
Okay.
Raise the good man. Then his career takes off. He starts getting the Toy Stories. He starts getting the real good movies. He's not around no more. Rita's not around. Jamaican Nanny. Now the kid thinks he can speak Jamaican. Now the kid, he's listening to music. Colin listened to classical music while Tom was prepping for scenes, and yay, Dad, Tom is around. Jamaican Nanny, listening to reggae. The Rude boy wasn't raised by the family. That's what
Rude boy.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, I love that you just solved the mystery of Chet Hanks.
I'm telling you. By the way, I'm all in on Chet Hanks. When I first was introduced to Chet, I was like, I'm in. I don't know what happened, but I am in because I know the family is not happy about it.
There's no way he is. I mean, especially in this era, right? In this woke era where white people are just getting called out left and right for appropriating and doing racist shit. He's loud with it. He's like, fuck it, I don't care. And what's so silly is that we know he wasn't raised around Black people. We know factually,
Right.
he grew up in like Beverly Hills or like the Pacific Palisades or some shit. So you can't, it's like Iggy Azalea. You can't tell me you were raised around a bunch of Black people. And that's why you act like that. You from Australia, bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, unless you grew up with the Aborigines, there's no excuse for your behavior. But even that's like you're from Australia, but you're talking like a Black chick from Atlanta. It don't make sense.
Michael Clark Duncan is the only Black person that Chet Hanks was around besides his Jamaican nanny.
Michael Clark Duncan.
I would just love to see the interaction with the whole family. Like, I think that would just make my day. Like, you know, hey guys,
to be at dinner.
Yeah, guys. Toy Story's coming out. Colin, do you want to go? Yeah. Chet? Huh? That is. They're going to have the big party there. Like, what?
Yeah, like, if you could just give us your pass back. You just give us your VIP pass.
Did you guys know that Tom Hanks has 4 kids?
No.
He has 2 other kids, Elizabeth Ann Hanks. He has a daughter, and then there's a son, Truman Hanks. Who looks like he's the youngest one.
Interesting that he's kept
Elizabeth, Chester, and Truman. Man.
Yeah. White names.
Those are very white names.
What do the other 2 do? Do they have like
any wigger traits?
So Truman was born in 95. It doesn't say anything.
Well, how old is Chet? Because Colin's the oldest, right?
Yeah.
Colin, then Chet. Colin can't be more than like 40. So Chet's probably like
Chet is 30.
He's only 30?
August 4th, 1990.
Oh. See, that's when Tom's made that shift.
Yeah.
Dad wasn't around no more.
Yeah, Colin was around bosom buddies era. He was in a wholesome.
He got the pet hooch. Colin got the pet hooch. Great dad.
Elizabeth was born in 82. So
she's also older than Chet.
Yeah.
Well, she's not a wigger. She's not a wigger.
Yeah, Colin is born in 77.
I'm laughing so hard.
Truman is born in 95.
I bet you those last Elizabeth and Colin are well adjusted. They got to dance on the big piano. They got the pet hooch. They had great dads. If you're telling me Truman's 95, I cannot wait for him to come out. I don't know what he's gonna do, but it's gonna be good.
If you think Chet is bad, wait until you go on to Truman's OnlyFans. He is showing his whole butthole to anyone that has $1. Yeah. So if you want to get
I hope he's showing butthole next to memorabilia. Like, here's Woody, here's butthole. What?
And his butthole is doing a Jamaican accent.
Here's Philip.
Here's like brah.
His parts sound like steel drums. Just Jamaica.
For $5, I will take a picture of my butthole next to the Philadelphia Oscar. What do you want? You want it? Wait, what?
Oh my gosh. Here's the headline. Tom Hanks' other kids are less embarrassing than his son Chet. Chet is for sure, he is for sure white, but he is for sure the black sheep of that family, for sure.
He is the black. He is black if you count him being the black sheep. Yes, absolutely. Did you guys watch the video for White Boy Summer?
Yes. I hope they shot it at the Hanks residency. Tom's just looking out the window. Rita, your boy. There's baby oil all over the pool now.
Watching from the window.
Rita.
He's watching his son take butt to the face.
Yeah.
Rita.
Rita, why are you gonna get pink eye now, girl? Because look at him. Her bubble is on his eyeball. What are we doing, Rita?
That's all the video was fat asses twerking in his face.
Yeah.
Literally
Trying to prepare for this new movie. It's a document.
White Boy Summer, a film. A film.
Now,
Wes Anderson. What?
How disrespectful you think the people are that are involved in the video shoot when they see Tom? Like, oh shit, look, it's Forrest Gump. Come on, Forrest Gump. They don't even call him Tom. They don't even call him Tom. They call him by whatever movie they. Oh snap! It's Captain Phillips. Captain Phillips, come here. I'm the captain now. Captain Phillips. Your son?
What was that trilogy movie he did? You know, the one that was super. I'm having a brain fart right now. The one with he's like, the one that came from the books.
Oh snap! It's Da Vinci Code.
Da Vinci Code.
Come here.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
what?
like, yeah, I'm having a huge brain fart. I remembered Angels and Demons, but I couldn't remember Da Vinci Code. And also, I've never seen the movies or read the books, so they didn't matter.
Oh,
but
Captain Sully, come here real quick, Captain
Sully.
Hey, Green Mile, get your ass over here. Can you hold this reflector? Yeah, we just need the light to hit this girl's ass that is then going to hit your son in the face.
Oh my God, I'm crying. What's crazy is that Tom Hanks listens to this podcast, so he's going to hear all of this.
He knows we're on his side, though.
We have like 4 minutes left. I do want to talk about Chet Hanks a little bit more, just because I feel like. Oh no, actually I don't. I want to talk about him for maybe another minute, and then I want to ask you guys one more question, and then we'll wrap it up. But are you mad? Do you guys get mad at appropriation? And I'm only asking that is because the only way I'm asking is because I kind of look at appropriation as flattery. Like it's like you want this culture so badly that you just start picking out. I also don't think it's just what happens. Like when you grow up looking at you grow up, it's just a cultural thing. You grow up watching something, you pick it up, and like you just appropriation's everywhere.
Where is the finish line with like Black culture or just ethnic culture becoming part of the culture?
Right.
Where's the border between this is one thing and now this is a part of the whole thing?
Right.
Especially when all the biggest artists or all the biggest celebrities or whatever, like a good number of them, a good percentage of them, the coolest ones are people of color, and that's what kids are watching. So it's like,
that's all I see. Even with I'm sorry to cut you off, but also with you, Eric, I was just gonna say with like they're calling white people, like they're saying white people are appropriating like Hispanic culture and Mexican culture when they make tacos. Like they shut down like these white women that were making tacos in like Portland. They called them out for cultural appropriation. And I'm just like, they just love Mexican food. Yeah. Like so your question is like, where is that line? Like, why can't we this is just what happens.
I think there's a difference between someone like Chet Hanks, who was influenced by Black culture in the way that he's expressing it, and someone like those women who are just like, oh my God, tacos are so good. And I remember that story. I did research on that story, and those girls went to Mexico and learned how to make tortillas. I think we did it on when we were doing the video thing. Yeah. And they just wanted to know how to make tacos. the best. So you go to who makes tacos and have them tell you how to do it, and then you go do it
and share it with other people.
Yeah,
by the way, Mal is really defending these women because he's making pizzas now and he doesn't want the Italian community coming after him. Guys, they were just trying to learn how to make the best tacos. There's nothing wrong with that. They learned the ingredients. They got ovens. Mal is really fighting for these women. I was like, for a minute, I felt good. I was like, Mal's my friend. Look at it. He's sticking up. I was like, hold on, wait a second. Now I know what's happening here. Mal is
marinara appropriation.
Yeah.
But in 2 weeks, when I start talking about mozzarella, then you'll know.
next time I watch this podcast, and Ken's like, you guys know my co-host Malacarino. Wait, what? Hold up. What's his name?
No, I don't. Appropriation doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
I think it's just kind of a negative word for, hey, this thing is becoming the more popular thing.
Yeah, I think that, and I think also what is a little bit bothersome is when other people, and I think this is why it started becoming an issue. Well, not started, but I think because of social media, it brought the limelight to it. Was like white people started getting credit for things that were created by other cultures, and like just recently, and I don't know if I necessarily agree. I don't know. I like to blame stupidity before malice because a lot of time is just ignorance and people just don't know. But like Jimmy Fallon, the Tonight Show was getting dragged on Twitter and just Instagram because he had on this white TikTok chick, that I guess millions of followers, and she was doing a bunch of dances that were created by Black women and Black people, and I think just people of color in general. And they were like, how come you didn't have, and she was doing them poorly, which I think was the biggest problem. Like if they had called some white chick.
They have bad hip bones, Candice. I don't know why you got to attack the white. They just can't do the moves. Remember classes, it hurts my people, but we let it happen.
I had a problem with it. But it is true. Like if you had just brought on a white girl that was like killing it, it would have been one thing. And I've seen a lot of, I watch these videos on YouTube and on Instagram. There are white girls that are killing it. Like, look, just have one of them. And if it was executed properly and well done, I don't think anyone would have an issue with it. But they brought on this mediocre white girl and she was just not doing any favors to any of the dances that were created because they did it. They did it side by side. And it's like,
the Roots were so pissed. They're just like, we want to stop playing this fucking music now.
Questlove couldn't keep up with the beat she had in her head. He's like,
wait. He was like,
I don't know what she's doing. I don't. You know what?
Hilarious.
So funny. All right, my last question. I don't know if you guys have watched at all. I think this came out maybe 2015 or 16. I don't know, because I remember hearing about this show when it first was being created, and then I just never followed up with it to watch it. But Mike Tyson Mysteries on Adult Swim. Have you guys watched any of the show?
You mean Mike Tyson Scooby-Doo? Yes.
Yes, it is it is basically Scooby-Doo. But it is Scooby-Doo, but it's not only because. I mean, you obviously see the parallels, but at the same time, every show is not even a mystery. Like they call it that, but it'll just be like there's one episode where they go to solve a mystery. Like this woman's husband is dead and they go to her house to help her solve this mystery and it's never solved. Like it's so silly and absurd. It's so absurd. And that's what I love.
Is it meant to be a comedy or is it meant to be a...
Yes.
Okay.
The silly, I'm mad that I haven't been watching it since it was created or on air because I feel like I've been missing out. And it's only 15 minutes long. So you can watch, all of it, the whole run of the seasons in one night. It's so
and by the way, Mal, it starts off like this. Episode 1, you'll be like, what is this? And then by the end, you're like, oh my God.
I love this.
I need to talk to somebody about this.
Yeah. Is this something that's enhanced by marijuana?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it has to be. I haven't done it yet because I just started watching it 2 days ago, but I haven't gotten high in the past 2 days. But Yes, it's one of those ones where it would definitely enhance it, and it's just it's so absurd. Like Mike Tyson's a character; he's the lead character, of course, and then his sidekick is a pigeon. He is a pigeon sidekick. It's played by Norm Macdonald, who he's a pigeon. He's a pigeon because his wife turned him into a pigeon, which isn't explained until like many episodes later.
Is it animated?
Yes.
Okay.
I should have said that, but yeah, to me, it's just, it has to be animated because it's so
crazy. I've never seen it, Candice. As soon as I bail enough hay together, I'm gonna get my Tesla and then some reliable.
And you can watch Hulu in your
satellites.
Tesla.
Yeah.
Real quick, sidebar. Up in the country, do you have one of the TVs that you have to turn the knobs for the channels and the rabbit ears? Yeah, one of those.
Look at Zenith hasn't made TVs in quite some time, so no, we don't have one of those.
Zenith.
We do have a flat screen monitor.
I forgot about Zenith. Well, wait. So this is my question.
I definitely say that show is worth watching, but I do feel like I feel bad for this new generation of people because they don't know Tyson the way we know Tyson.
No,
they're don't. Meeting silly, goofy Tyson. They don't get the pigeon reference of when he was like a killer and catching pigeons for no reason.
And use pigeons, right? They don't. But here's the thing: is also you don't need to. Like it adds to our experience for sure. And like his character arc is why I think not his character on the show, but his character just in life is very fascinating to me. Like to see that he went from like the greatest boxer of all time, aside from like Muhammad Ali, like to now he's playing this ridiculous character in an animated cartoon on Adult Swim. It is, of course, like you said, it just adds to the experience, but I love how he just doubles down on his dumbness. Like, because he's not a dumb person in real life, but a lot of people thought he was dumb because of the way he spoke, because he had that lisp and he was a boxer and you think taking too many shots to the head is going to make you slow. But watching this show, he plays an idiot. Like, he plays such a dumb character that it makes me love him even more.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to ask you guys, so right now he's in my top 5. He's in my top 5 dumb characters of all time. And so I wanted to ask you guys, who are your top 3? If you have 5, go for it. But who are the dumb characters that you have really, really like enjoyed?
Yes. First one that comes to mind for me, and this is a sleeper movie that maybe not a lot of people have seen, but Kronk from The Emperor's New Groove is my favorite dumb character.
That's amazing.
I think about that character all the time.
David Spade was in that. He played the
Emperor.
That's a good one.
Jim Carrey and
Lloyd.
Jeff Daniels.
Lloyd and Harry. Dumber. Yep. They're on mine.
Yeah.
That's 3. If you have more.
I'm going to say there's a movie not a lot of people saw, Orange County, with Colin Hanks bringing it back. His brother Jack Black in that movie.
I've never seen dumb.
That. Stop focusing on Chet and look at Colin's body of work.
It's too hard to get past Chet. Orange County. Okay, I'll have to look that up. I never watched that.
Jack Black's character in that is just this dumb stoner, like I mean well, but I'm always gonna mess things up character. Super funny.
Galifianakis from Hangover.
Oh yeah. Oh, so good. That's a good one. Zach Galifianakis.
I think Galifianakis in every movie because dude, he's also dumb and just
he's amazing. He's amazing.
I would say Will Ferrell in Wedding Crashers. Like he's still at home and just dumb and just
That's a good one. Will Ferrell's always a good one. Will Ferrell, he always delivers. For me, Lloyd and Harry for sure from Dumb and Dumber. I also had now Mike Tyson's in there for this character. I mean, it's just he's perfect in it. I love it. Joey from Friends. He's
great one.
Great one. Let me tell you my issue with Joey from Friends. If you watch Friends, in the beginning, he's dumb. Then he starts getting smarter. And then the last couple seasons, it's like he got kicked in the head by a horse because he's like beyond dumb. So, like, just on like simple things, like he went full like just gone, and I was like, I don't what?
Yeah.
They can't. You were a lot smarter season 1 through 4, and then all of a sudden, you just got like he needs to be on medicine. Somebody needs to take him to a doctor. I don't think he's right.
Well, one of the deleted scenes from season 6 is he had a stroke. And
Okay.
so they wrote that out, but they kept his character the same without telling us. So that's what happened with that. Oh, who else did I had? Oh, only because I realized I was like, shit, there's no women on my list, but Kelly Bundy from Married with Children is one of my absolute favorite dumb characters. She played that role so well. So funny to me.
I just thought of three
Who?
more.
Yes.
Melissa McCarthy from her breakout role in
Bridesmaids.
The Wedding Bridesmaids.
Mhm.
That one, great. Daniel Stern, Home Alone.
Oh, yes.
Like he's the best.
Yes.
And Ben Stiller from Tropic Thunder.
That's a
great one.
I just watched that movie. Well, I can't say watched because I fell asleep, but I rewatched it. Yeah, I mean,
that's an underrated movie. That movie is awesome.
Oh, I don't think it was underrated. I think people did genuinely love it, but I think it also became kind of problematic because of the whole blackface situation. So I think a lot of people felt like they couldn't share their enthusiasm for that movie because it's also satire. So people, if you get mad at that movie, then you just don't understand satire.
By the way, I'm mad that Candice jumped in to save Mal with Bridesmaids because I was waiting. He's like, wedding chicks. Like I was waiting to hear.
He's like, those wedding bitches. You know who I'm talking about.
Wedding girls. What's it?
Yeah, no, those are guys. I didn't see Orange County, but I'm gonna watch it now because of your recommendation. I have a question, and then we'll wrap it up. Did anyone see Along Came Polly with Ben Stiller?
Yes.
Do you remember his best friend who was played by Philip Seymour Hoffman?
Seymour Hoffman, yeah.
Would you consider his character dumb, right? Because he would be on that list as well.
Yeah, he would. Yeah.
Okay, because he was definitely dumb, but he was also like a narcissist because he was an actor and he took himself way too seriously. So I will add him to my
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a great character.
Yeah. One of my favorite scenes when they're in that art gallery. I sharted. We gotta go.
What?
Oh no.
He's like, we have to go. He's like, why?
Yeah.
I just sharted.
Yeah.
What does that mean? I thought I just shit. I thought I had a fart and shit came out.
Whoever wrote that they just added a term to the lexicon.
Yeah.
Like, who knew? You know what I mean? Like, I never knew sharp before that.
I didn't either because I had never done it.
That's how you know that movie was a hit.
Sharp. It's in the dictionary now. So
yeah.
So what did we learn today? The Crabus pubis are going extinct.
Correct.
We learned Mal is not yet at the jerky stage, and shart is a term that was brought on by Long Came By. We've learned a lot today, guys.
I like to consider this an educational podcast. I do this for the children.
We also learned that Tom Hanks has 4 kids.
We did learn that, yes.
And get excited because Truman is coming. We don't know what
we don't know. He's got some big shoes to fill.
He's got some big shoes to
Is he going to disappoint us or is he going to be the best joy?
I hope he starts rapping with Chet.
He could be his hype man.
Yeah, he just does the ad libs and he's just got a weird noise or something that he makes. He just starts.
It's going to be a white boy summer. He comes in, white boy. And just like.
All right, Candice, wrap this up because I have to go pee behind this bush over here.
Yeah, I gotta pee too. I have a bathroom right down like 20 feet away, but I'm gonna also pee in a bush just so fuck it. This has been amazing. Erik, one more time, where can people find you on social media?
Erik Rivera Comedy, ERIK Rivera Comedy on all social media, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, all of it. Just find me.
Perfect. Mal, where can people unfollow you?
unfollow me at Mal Hall on all social media, and unsubscribe to me at Mal Hall TV on YouTube.
Yay, guys, this is amazing. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Remember to subscribe on all podcast platforms. I'm posting this on YouTube now, my personal channel there, so I'll post that link. Subscribe there. Rate and review us on iTunes. And last but not least, if you are enjoying this, tell somebody, pay it forward. I'm Jokes by Candice. Till next time, save the crabs.
Like